What happened to Emma Walker? Emma Walker was 16 years old and lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. On a Monday morning in November 2016, Emma Walker's mother, Jill Walker, woke up at around 6:15 a.m. and went to wake her teenage daughter. Emma was lying face up on the bed when Jill touched her leg. There was no response. She called her name, Emma. Still no response. Her 16-year-old daughter lay unresponsive. After moments of trying to pull Emma back to consciousness, Jill Walker dialed 911. What happened? Emma Jane Walker was born on March 20, 2000. She was a beautiful, vibrant, popular, and warm-hearted Bobcat cheerleader in high school at Central High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. She dreamed of becoming a neonatal nurse. She's in a relationship with a schoolmate 2 years her senior named William Riley Gall, a wide receiver for the Bobcats football team. Riley was still in a relationship with another woman when he started dating Emma. Emma knew about it, but she did everything to make Riley hers, and she eventually did. Maybe Riley broke up with the other girl and then they continued their relationship. Emma's parents liked Riley at first or at the start of their relationship, but the relationship became toxic. At times, Riley will send Emma messages like, "I hate you, I hate everything about you," and then later messaged her with, "I love you more than words can describe," quote unquote. Emma's parents eventually refrained her from seeing Riley and even banned Riley from their home because of how toxic their relationship was, and it's not healthy for Emma. Emma's family and friends reportedly did not approve of their relationship, but their relationship continued until Riley graduated high school. However, in November 2016, Emma broke up with Riley, quote unquote, supposedly permanently, after dating on and off for 2 years. At the time, Riley was a freshman at Maryville College in Tennessee, while Emma was still a high school student in Central High School. According to family and friends, Emma felt that she and Riley were in different places in life, and she wanted to move on. However, Riley, on the other hand, refused to accept the breakup. He apparently continued to contact Emma after their breakup despite her wishes to be left alone. At certain times, he even threatened suicide, the big S na hindi pwedeng sabihin sa YouTube. Still, Emma continued to try and move on. On the night of November 20th, 2016, Emma's father, Mark Walker, actually woke up because of a noise he heard. He thought that someone was in the house or someone broke inside their house. So he checked, and it sounded like someone slammed the door twice. This is pertinent to the story. He got up and checked on his children. He saw Emma sleeping in the bed. Police believed that she wasn't. He did not realize that Emma was bleeding out from a gunshot wound, and he went to check on his son, and he's also asleep, so he went back to bed. The next morning, November 21st, as I've said earlier, Emma's mom woke her up at around 6:15 a.m. I will try and get the 911 recording of Jill Walker's call. It's just a very short clip.
I just tried to wake up my daughter for school, and she has no pulse. You said that she's non-responsive? Yeah.
Law enforcement officials would eventually determine that Emma had been killed in her sleep, shot with a 9mm handgun in the early hours that morning. The community around Central High School and Greater Knoxville went mourning. 5 days later, students and families wore purple armbands in Emma's honor at Central High's next football game. The confusion and grief over Emma's demise deepened shortly after the incident when police arrested and charged a suspect. It was William Riley Gall, her ex. According to authorities, Riley killed Emma after the teenage romance turned into a desperate obsession. Riley fired a handgun into Emma's bedroom from outside her house while she was sleeping, fatally wounding her, and she was shot through the wall. One police learned that Emma had been struggling with an obsessive ex-boyfriend, so they immediately looked at Riley as a suspect. Additionally, police realized just a day earlier, a man who was later identified as Riley's grandfather reported one of his shotguns was stolen. Riley was immediately put under surveillance as police were concerned that he might try and destroy evidence related to the crime. It turns out that Riley actually did. In fact, he tried to hide the evidence. As news of Emma's demise began to spread around the town, Riley posted numerous tweets in tribute to his late ex-girlfriend. He even added a Bible verse just maybe so mailayo sa kanya yung suspicion. I'm not sure, I don't know. I'll insert his tweets on the screen if I will be able to get a few of them. On the Friday before the crime, November 18, 2016, Emma was at a friend's house celebrating a Central High football victory. Her phone began buzzing with texts from a number she didn't know. The person on the other end said they had kidnapped someone she knew and needed her to come outside of that house alone. I'll insert the context of the text on screen. It said, "Go to your car with your keys. Go alone. I've got someone you love. If you don't comply, I will hurt them." Another text, "We have him now. If you don't care about him anymore, then it shouldn't bother you. Call the police." And he died. Your choice. If you'd like to hear his final screams, give me a call. He's in a ditch beside the house. It's a shame you can all of a sudden not value someone's life. When Emma and her friends stepped outside, they discovered Riley on the ground nearby. According to one of Emma's friend, Riley told them that he was hit over the head. But later, this friend remembered that the kidnappers said, "Call Emma." So this friend told Emma that it was probably made up or gawa-gawa lang ni Riley because it was the type of behavior na pinakita na rin ni Riley before. So, alam ng mga kaibigan ni Emma na medyo may ganong tendency si Riley. So, the next day, November 19, Emma was at home alone and suddenly there was a man dressed in all black with his face covered, and this man knocked on her door. So, she was terrified. So, wala siyang ibang matawagan. So, she called Riley, her ex, to help her. Of course, dahil gusto maging hero ni Riley, he went to Emma's house and consoled her. Again, Emma's friends allege that Riley was the disguised intruder. Tinatakot lang niya si Emma para maging hero-heroan, kumbaga, para maging hero siya sa paningin ni Emma so that they could get back together. Ang sabi pa ng prosecutor na Riley pulled both stunts to get sympathy from Emma and to scare her para balikan si Riley. Ang sabi ng attorney ni Riley, minemaintain nila na yung shooting daw was the third stunt. It was just a stunt, quote-unquote, according dun sa attorney ni Riley. It was not Riley's intention daw to hurt Emma. Parang tinakot lang niya para again tawagan siya at humingi ng tulong sa kanya, which is insane. Diba? Using a gun, hindi siya joke. It's illegal kasi ninakaw pa niya yung gamit ng lolo niya. Nakakaloka. So after nun, after nga na kumalat na yung balita na Emma is gone, naging concern yung mga kaibigan ni Riley sa kanya. So meron siyang dalawang close friends, si Alex McCarthy at si Noah Walton. Parang one day, nagkukwentuhan tong si Alex at si Riley, and nasabi ni Riley sa kanya na natatakot daw siya for his life dahil nga ninakaw niya yung gun ng kanyang lolo, and pinakita ni Riley yung gun sa kanya kay Alex. Actually, hinawakan ni Alex yung baril. However, worried siya, pero Riley reassured him that he was the farthest thing from suicidal, kasi nga may history na itong si Riley ng na taking his own life. And sabi ni Alex, natatakot daw si Riley, siguro paranoid na siya ng mga panahon to, na people were out to get him and people were out to get Emma. So, yung mga kaibigan ni Riley na si Alex at si Noah told their conversation to the police. Rightfully so. So, after interviewin ng mga pulis si Riley, kinausap niya si Alex and sinabi niya, tinext ni Riley si Alex and sinabi ni Riley na, bakit mo sinabi sa mga pulis yung tungkol dun sa gun na kanuwento ko sa'yo? Of course, sabi ni Alex, you don't have any reason to withhold yung weapon na yun, and kung wala kang dapat itago, mapapatunayan mo na you are innocent. Tinanong ni Alex si Riley ng what happened to the gun that you showed me. Ang sabi ni Riley, binalik na daw niya sa lolo niya. And you don't have to worry about it. And yung nanay ni Riley walks out and begins questioning Riley in front of Alex about the whereabouts of the gun. Riley lied. Hindi niya binalik sa lolo niya yung gun. Nasa kanya pa rin. Actually, Riley is getting anxious and frantic about getting caught. He was on edge, according to Noah. So, nag-devise ng plan itong magkaibigan, si Alex at si Noah, para makuha nila yung weapon kay Riley. Nakipag-usap sila sa mga pulis, and both of them wired up. May camera sila, hidden camera sa katawan. Of course, yung mga pulis, they told these two teenagers, si Alex at si Noah, na they are concerned for their safety. Syempre, hindi naman nila gawain yun kasi hindi naman sila pulis. Kumbaga, pero gusto talagang tumulong nitong dalawang to. Kahit na kaibigan pa nila si Riley, alam nilang mali yung ginawa ni Riley. Kumbaga, ganito yung mga tunay na kaibigan. Pag mali ka, sasabihin nila sa mukha mong mali ka, beshi. Ganung mga kaibigan ang hanapin nyo. Pero diba, hindi mo nila sabing tinraidor ni Alex at ni Noah si Riley because illegal yung ginawa ni Riley. Diba? On November 22, a day after Emma's murder, detectives wired up Noah and Alex with microphones and transmitter so that the police can listen to their conversation with Riley. It's a trap.
I want to be so upset and I can't because I'm no worried about getting arrested and putting away from murder that I didn't commit. Never in my life would I kill someone that I love that much.
Siguro kinakabahan din sila. Ang sabi nila, they were fearful for their safety but they need to do the right thing. Ang ginawa pala nila, si Alex at si Noah, in-invite nila si Riley sa bahay ni Noah to play a video game. And they pointed the hidden camera at the couch where Riley was sitting. Immediately, Riley denied kissing Emma and began to coach his friends on what to tell the police, and that whatever statement these two friends had given wasn't a straightforward answer. Pero naman yun, iko-coach mo pa yung mga kaibigan mo magsinungaling, nasabi na nga nila yung totoo sa mga polis, bruha ka. Sinuggest din ni Riley na they go to Bluffs. Bluffs is a wooded area by the Tennessee River where local teens often hang out to drink, but Riley said he wanted to go there to get rid of the gun by throwing it in the water. The three of them hopped into Alex's car. On the way, they stopped at Riley's stepfather's house, where Alex said that Riley claimed to have hidden the gun in the basement. So, tinago pala niya sa bahay ng kanyang stepfather yung weapon. Alex and Noah said that Riley didn't want them to come inside with him. And Riley came out with a trash bag into which Riley said he had thrown the gun. Nasa loob daw ng trash bag. Ang sabi ni Alex, tinatry nila na i-convince si Riley na ipakita sa kanila yung weapon. Parang ito yata yung secret code nila or secret word para sa mga pulis na pagka inilabas na ni Riley yung weapon, yung mga pulis mag-intervene na. So dahil kinakabahan nga si Alex at si Noah, so tinatry nilang i-lighten up yung situation, nagjo-joke sila, singing sila along the song sa radio, and they also pick up their favorite fast food. Ang hindi alam ni Riley, habang nag-drive sila, nakasunod sa kanila yung mga pulis. And meron pang dalawang undercover na vehicles na sumusunod sa kanila. Of course, kailangan nilang siguraduhin yung safety din ni Alex at saka ni Noah. Kasi the police don't know kung ano yung tumatakbo sa isip ni Riley, di ba? At the time. Riley, Alex, and Noah eventually parked at an apartment complex. Ang sabi ni Alex, naglagay ng white gloves si Riley, and he was very meticulous. Sabi ni Alex ng palihim sa mga pulis na hindi pa nila nakikita yung baril, pero yung trash bag ay naglalaman ng mga itim na clothing. And then, after a few minutes, Riley showed them the weapon. And then Noah gave the code word. In less than 90 seconds, police arrived on the scene and took Riley into custody. Of course, ang sabi ni Noah, Riley was freaking out. He was swearing left and right. And ang sabi pa daw ni Riley, I can't go to jail. You will. So, Riley was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and 6 other felony charges, including theft of a firearm and aggravated stalking. Inside the trash bag, detectives not only found the murder weapon but also a treasure of evidence. My gloves, my tennis shoes, my black tape, and black clothing. Months later, in January 2017, Riley was indicted on charges of first-degree murder, aggravated stalking, theft, tampering with evidence, reckless endangerment, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, and felony murder. Riley pleaded not guilty. Wala naman talaga siyang sinabi verbatim na he did it, but the evidences don't lie. Riley went to trial in the spring of 2018. During the trial, Riley's defense team claimed that Riley did not intend to kill Emma the night she died. They said that Riley was unaware that the bullet would actually travel through the wall of her house, and that his original intent was to fire a shot through the wall, scare her, and then show up at her house later as the hero. Anong klaseng logic to? And may nabasa pa akong article na matalino daw tong si Riley, pero hindi niya ginamit ng maayos yung katalinuhan na yun. And ang nakakaloka pa, alam ni Riley kung saan nakahiga si Emma. Malamang nakapasok na siya dun sa bahay ng mga walkers, diba? So alam niya kung nasan yung kama ni Emma, paano yung posisyon niyang humiga dun sa kama niya. So obviously, he knows that the bullet will travel through the wall. Matalino ka. Matalino kang estudyante, huwag tayong magmatahan. The prosecution claimed that Riley did in fact intend to kill Emma that night and later came up with a scare tactic story as a cover. Actually, meron pang CCTV na nakuha nung umagang yun of Riley sa labas ng bahay ni Emma, and may nakikita pa sa kanya ng kapitbahay. Kahit naka all black si Riley, nakilala niya na it was Riley. Actually, kinawayan pa niya. I'm not sure, but I will try to get that recording of Riley outside Emma's house on the day of the murder. So the jury agreed, and Riley was found guilty on all charges. He was sentenced to life with possibility of parole after a minimum of 51 years.